Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am the the big money trucker. Hey, we're back in the OTR studios, man. Hey, this is the first time I got a chance to go live during the daytime. So, hey, I want to go ahead and get right on into it, man. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all here with me. I sure do appreciate that. We're in the trucking industry right now, man, and if you've been paying attention to the news, right, it's been down bad. It's been a bloodbath. I had reported on it 2 weeks ago about how the major companies are operating in the red for the first quarter of 2024, right? And there have been a lot of layoffs. People have been getting fired left and right. People have been leaving their jobs. But there is good news out there. There's good news, man. There's good news. Oh yeah. There are some companies actually operating in the green. And for you truck drivers who have been wondering where to go, I have the answers. For you truck drivers who have been worried about, well, what I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to make money this time around or this week. Oh, man. Woe is me. I have good news. And a young lady by Pretty Jazz Trucking, she's gonna give a good word. But first things first, we're gonna go ahead and start this thing out with some doom and some gloom and some real talk to let you know what's going out here in these streets. So like I said, Pretty Trucking Jazz, that's her name. But like I said, first things first, we're going to start with this content creator. His name is, let's see what his name is, T Trucker. He has been trucking for a little while now. I want to say at least 10 years. So let's see what he has to say. See if he has some advice, some insight. And then we're going to start working our way on down and get to the nitty gritty, man. Let's see what it do.
Because right now, I want to tell all the new drivers, man, just hold for right now for you coming to the trucking industry. You know, come at your own will.
Yeah.
You know, I got to do what I got to do because I've been doing this all my life.
Okay.
I don't know nothing else but trucking.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fight to the end until it's all over with.
Like the little intro go, we're gonna skip back.
It's your boy T Trucker coming back with another video. Today I got an important news announcement for you today.
Let's go.
Well, today we're talking about stuff that's dealing with the trucking industry.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of y'all new truckers, new people that want to join the trucking industry.
Yeah.
But
shoot. My bad.
To know about the trucking industry, stick around for this video. And once the pandemic hit, everything went down. Food prices went up.
Yeah.
Gas prices went up.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta work extra harder just to put food on the table.
That's true.
So when you start seeing a lot of people closing their stores, it's a lot of stores here that's closed. You know what I'm saying? So I knew eventually it's going to hit the trucking industry. And it's been hit the trucking industry since the pandemic. And that's back in 2020, I believe.
Yeah.
So right now, I've been watching the news,
Okay.
and a lot of stuff has been happening to the trucking industry.
Like what?
Now, for you new drivers that want to come on to trucking, make sure y'all know this information before you come on to trucking. Like
Okay.
me, I know the information. I've been driving for 13 years. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But be mindful that the trucking industry is not what it used to be. Now, I'm not going.
Oh, he's a musician too. Y'all see that? He got the SP 500. I don't know why I keep clicking that screen like that, man. I'm tripping. But yeah, let's go ahead and blow that thing on up. Yeah, he's working with that. He got a keyboard.
Right. Now, for you new drivers that want to come on to trucking, make sure y'all know this information before you come on to trucking.
Yeah.
Like me, I know the information. I've been driving for when one thing starts, it starts trickling throughout the whole world, throughout the whole country.
Yeah.
So my opinion on the trucking industry.
Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. Trucking, when I first started driving trucks was every man's dream, every little kid's dream. You remember when you used to be this little kid, you used to always let the kids know, and when you were a kid, you always want to do.
You always give the air fist, right?
Experience. Now, trucking industry is not the same. And the only reason why I say that is because, like I told you, the economy is bad.
Yeah.
The market is bad. Everything is bad.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
You name it. But you got new drivers that's coming into the trucking industry.
Okay.
That I don't want to say anything that's basically being a hypocrite, because I fall in that category. But when you come into the trucking industry,
yeah,
you got to take it with a grain of salt. You can't come into the trucking industry looking at it as a job. Trucking industry is a career. You know, hands down, you got to look at it as a career.
That's true, right? I'm gonna go ahead and give him a pause right here, because a lot of new truck drivers, they come in, and trucking is not really, they don't think of trucking long term. They just think of getting to a quick bag in order to do something else. Like, you have a lot of truck drivers who's like, yo, I see an opportunity to go on with this company, right? Get a quick bag and get on up out of there, right? I don't care if the rates are $2 a mile, $1.50 a mile, whatever it is, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make this money and get on up out of here. Because a lot of new truck drivers coming into the industry, right? $1,000 is $1,000 a week is good money to them, right? And let's face it, $1,000 a week is good money, man, for a lot of industries, right? For a lot of industries. But for trucking, no.
If you don't look at it as a career, it ain't gonna last long for you. But what I'm trying to say is, the trucking industry going down because a lot of drivers do not want to stay out long periods of time. The new guys, the new generation,
Okay.
it's not like back in the days.
He's married too.
Doing paper law. A lot of the younger guys, they want to be home with their families, and plus, there's not enough money in the trucking industry.
Whoa.
So when you don't get a whole lot of drivers to come in and to fill those slots for jobs, the trucking industry goes down, which shows in this video. So only way I can see the trucking industry going back up, the economy gets better. You know, the fuel prices go down. I mean, you can't speak for everybody, you know, like I said in the beginning of trucking.
You know, fuel is attached to the oil, right? Or the government, basically, right? Because what I've noticed that some areas they used to run last year and fuel was down, like Tennessee and Georgia, right? Like, used to get fuel there, but now fuel is high. I'm like, God damn, man. So it's like you're really unbalanced out here, man, because you're trained to do one thing, right? Or you're programmed one way, and then you're thinking that it's going to be like that forever, and it's not. Somebody said, I think it's Trucker Richie Rich, and he says like trucking is the most stable, unstable industry, and that's true. Like you'll have a job, but it's so unstable out here. Let's continue on.
Who knows? I don't know what the government giving this money to, but they're not giving it to the hard-working truck drivers that be out here from dusk to dawn.
That's true.
Taking care of their families.
That's true.
That's not right. So now,
definitely round of applause.
In the beginning, a low drop in drivers because the own driver want to come out here and drive for hours and not get paid. I am starting to see drivers taking their trucks back, quitting the trucking industry, or going back as a company driver. That's what I'm doing. You know, I am considering Prime because I talked to a couple people and they was like, you know,
Prime is a good company, man. Hey, shout out to Prime.
So we're gonna see. I don't know.
Hey,
I don't know what's gonna go.
I made a video last night. But Prime is definitely
y'all that news.
Yeah.
About the trucking industry, man. I don't know what to say, man, because if the trucking industry go down, it's gonna be a lot of people not getting their groceries, their furniture, cars, different stuff. They're not gonna get it.
But I don't think the trucking industry is going to collapse completely, though. And I'm going to show you why.
Runs this country. We make sure the economy stays at somewhat a level.
I'm going to show you why.
Because if not, you don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, I'm going to let y'all watch this video. And y'all tell me what y'all think. Check it out.
Major shortage of truck drivers in the U.S. continues to cause problems for supply chains across the country, and local trucking companies are feeling that impact. News Press Now's Jenna Wilson joins us live in the studio for more. Jenna?
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Earlier today, I spoke to a few companies about why they're continuing to have a difficult time finding new drivers to seat. Here's what they had to say. A fleet of trucks.
I just don't think people are into the life of being able to live on the road for a week at a time.
Waiting for a driver.
Most of my drivers are between 50 and 70.
Ken Pratt is the owner of Ken Pratt Trucking, which serves the Midwest region. And he says
it's those mom and pop trucking companies that's really going to suffer. Like, I think if you have less than 1,000 trucks, right? If you have more than... I'm going to go ahead and say if you have more than 10 trucks, less than 1,000, you probably getting your head knocked off.
a lot of misconceptions about the trucking industry. It's much more physically demanding than people expect. And there's no denying that right now, there's a massive shortage of drivers.
We have been in business since the mid-1990s. And
Whoa.
I've got a couple drivers that have been with me that long.
Even for regional companies like Economy Express. The problem is that most drivers are close to retirement age, and there aren't enough new drivers to replace them. The problem is forcing trucking companies to really incentivize the job. You can actually make money getting your CDL license in St. Joseph.
They'll make between $1,200 and $1,500 a week.
In as little as 12 weeks, you could be behind the wheel of a truck just like this one. And these fleets you're seeing right here represent how many drivers are needed in St. Joseph.
If there's a product out there and a consumer is using it, it's normally always came by truck. So we really need, more interested younger people.
To keep up with demand, trucking needs more than 1 million new drivers over the next decade to replace those leaving the industry. For News Press Now, I'm Jenna Wilson.
All right, so how many truck drivers are in let's see now, according to this little handy dandy data right here I just googled up, 3.54 million truck drivers are in America right now, up. That was in 2022, up from 2021, and they got a nice little chart over here. I love charts. Man, let me give a doggone... Alright, and let's see. there's this chart right here, and it had, let's see, it starts from 2005 and it goes to 2017, right? And it has a blue strip right here. In 2008 and 2009, that has the blue strip for the recession, where there was a dip, right? And then, let's see, 2009, 2010, 2011, there was a dip in truckers, right? And then from 11 to present day, it has been trending up, right? So there isn't a shortage in drivers, of course, and we already know this. We've heard this several times, right? There isn't a shortage of drivers. There is a retention problem. There is a retention problem. Trucker T had hit on it. The younger generation, they don't have to be out over the road at weeks and months at a time. That's just not fun to them, right? They have other things and other ways to make money, right? I encourage you older truckers, right, as technology starts to become more and more of our daily lives, to incorporate into that your routine somehow, right? Look, YouTube is another source of income, whether you want to believe that or not. It really is, right? You can subscribe, you can get your subscribers up, you can make content, right, and create this nice little ecosystem of truckers where truckers are really banding together, right? Let's put our brains around this thing, man. There are 3.5 million truck drivers. If every truck driver was to subscribe to each other on YouTube, we'll all be millionaires. If every truck driver was to subscribe to each truck driver on YouTube, look. I don't know the numbers of how many truckers that are on YouTube, right? I don't know. But I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts there are at least 500,000 truck drivers on YouTube. If we all subscribe to each other, that's the way that truckers can band together. I told you I had good news. I told you that I had the good news, man. I told you that I had some good news. I'm helping you out. I'm helping us all out. So, we have 3.5 million truck drivers out here in America. There ain't a shortage. Plenty of truckers out there. They got a retention problem. Now, once we can band together on YouTube and these other social media platforms, we all can share that $1. That $1 will circulate in the trucking industry. I'm giving the good news. All right, next slide.
340,000 starting point. The unemployment rate continues to rise against a backdrop of record high credit card delinquencies. What does that tell us about where credit card delinquencies are headed as the layoff announcements continue?
And you're back in the States, so good to see you again.
So this video right here, they're going to be talking about some more layoffs in tech companies. Who is this content creator? David Lind. Let's see what he got to say.
Why don't we talk about first a recap of our discussion last time? You had said to me, this was back in mid-January, that layoffs would be coming by March, was what you said. We aired this. I'll put a link to the video in the description so people can check that out. And you had talked about how corporate debt, which is rolling over sometime soon, would have to be refinanced at a higher rate. A wall of debt would come crashing down, and so people would have to start laying off workers. Many people commented on that video that layoffs haven't come yet. I'll let you address that.
So I think the people commenting that the layoffs have not come yet are possibly referencing the end of the world because the layoffs have come in some. So through mid-April, okay, because we're not finished with the month yet. So through mid-April, year to date, we've got about 340,000 layoffs that have been tabulated. That includes this latest lob out of Elon Musk about.
This says that Tesla will lay off more than 10% of global workforce. Read the Elon Musk memo. Shout out to Tesla.
1,000 positions that he's going to be cutting. And if you compare that historically, right now we're neck and neck with where layoffs were through the end of April 2023. In other words, if the month ended now, if April ended now, we would be on par with where we were at the end of April 2023. But we're going to keep, Walgreens announced this morning that it was going to be laying off people at its headquarters. The layoff announcements keep coming, and they tend to come right alongside earnings reports. Because, right, that's how CEOs and CFOs make shareholders happy.
That is.
It's kind of an environment. They're like, oh, no, we're not done cutting costs yet. We can cut more costs and make shareholders happier. And every time you hear a layoff announcement, boom, the stock pops. It's kind of magical that way, at least if you're the shareholder, as opposed to the person losing their job. My point is, David, by the end of April, we should be closer to 370,000 run rate as the layoffs keep coming from, call it a 340,000 starting point. That takes out your 2023, which was the highest since 2009, and it replaces it with 2024 as being the highest number of layoffs announced since 2009. I mean, like I said, for the people who are saying, where's the layoffs? Are they referencing like, where's the layoffs circa, 1930? I'm not sure how.
All right. So what she's saying is that layoffs are attached to how well a company is performing in the stock market, right? And if shares are doing good, right, if they're high, what companies will do to keep shareholders happy, like the people who buy stock, they own large stocks and shares and pieces of these companies, right? The decision makers in these companies will start laying off people, right? Or in the trucking industry, right? Stop making some freight available to, to certain drivers, to some drivers. Like, hey, there's only so much freight I'm going to release out or book out today or this month, right? Now, in hopes of or banking on that some drivers will quit. Because we already know when times were good in the recession, you bought a new car, you bought a new truck, you bought that Rolex watch. You bought a brand new boat. How big is your boat? You got what, 50 feet on that thing? You bought the missus a brand new 5-carat diamond ring. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You went out in the recession. You went out during the pandemic and you went ham. You spent up all that COVID money. And it's all good though. It's all good. At least you purchased some tangible goods, right? Here's the good news. You can sell that stuff, man. You ain't gotta hold on to it. You ain't gotta hold on to it, right? You ain't gotta hold on to it. Because here's the thing, right? You have to keep the shareholders happy too. Whoever is your shareholder, right? Just like these large companies, they have shareholders, right? And stock prices are high right now. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna pull up a slide right now, so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go to Yahoo, right? And I was just looking at some of these companies that they are performing very well. Let's go transportation. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to Yahoo Finance, and I'm going to the transportation section, right? And JB Hunt, one share of JB Hunt right now is priced at $167.27. Hey, baby, and another thing too, they operating in the green. $168 a share. That is excellent. They are doing well right now. That's what they're doing for today. They are trending up. As of 3 p.m., they are ticking up. They had spiked up around about 1 p.m., right? So, over the last 5 days, let's see. They're doing well. Last 5 days, over the past week, they're doing good. Now, the 3 months, for the last 3 months, they are trending down, okay? All right, so back in, let's see, February, the stock was priced at $214, and now it's down to $167. So, and that's all across the board in the industry, because Schneider's the same way, and other large companies that are on the stock market, they're publicly owned, they are performing the same way. But we're going to just stick with JB Hunt right quick. So like I said, so for the first quarter, I had already reported that there was a bloodbath, right? The trucking industry is down, right? But the shares is still doing great, right? And let me tell you something about a trucking company. And this is how you can get you some stability in trucking, right? A company that's operating or in business period, right? A company that's doing something like 168 per share, they won't just close the doors. It's not like one day you're going to wake up and they're going to be like, you know, these other trucking firms where they have, you know, one day they're here and the next day they're gone. No. They're publicly traded, they're publicly owned, they have shareholders, right? And they're going to do what is necessary to make sure that stock price stay up. So, if some freight rates gonna have to be cut, right? Okay. That's going to cause some truck drivers to be unhappy, okay, because they done bought that new truck, they done bought that new car and yacht and diamond ring and Rolex watch. They done even picked up a litter of French bulldogs, man. Yeah, they got bulldogs. They talk about they breeding bulldogs in the back. What you talking about? Right? So they won't just close the doors. JB Hunt won't just close the doors. They will start maneuvering some things and moving some things around to where they're going to keep the doors open. They're going to keep the lights on, right? And they're going to they will keep their shareholders happy, right? Let's see what Schneider is doing, because Schneider is a Schneider National. Schneider is at $22, right? This is Schneider. And let's see what they're doing over the last 5 years, though. And they're operating in the green over the last 5 years too. But their shares are only $22 a share. Let's see. There's probably some other branches of Schneider. Let's see. Because I hate to believe. All right, so Schneider National, that's them, $22 a share. Wow. Truckload revenue per week was oh wow, this is interesting right here. Truckload revenue per week is averaged at 3,800. All right. Okay. So that's the average. Okay. So 22 million. That's just what they're worth, man, per share. Schneider's going to do the same thing, right? They are going to do whatever it takes to keep the lights on, right? If that's cutting rates, it is what it is, right? But your truck is going to be moving, right? But I know you the Mrs. got a new diamond ring, man. I know. You done got into a timeshare in the mountains. You done purchased a new vacation home. I know. I know. The kids, they got off-road vehicles, ATVs. I know. Yep. So you got a lifestyle you got to pay for. So, just moving your truck at $2 a mile, that just ain't gonna cut it. $1.85 ain't gonna cut it for you, man. I know. You took all that good old pandemic money and you went ham. But I got the good news, though. But before we get to the good news, let's go to some more layoffs.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Cloudflare expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
This is a viral video posted by Brittany Peach, a former employee of Cloudflare. a San Francisco-based tech company. The video posted on January 2024 and got so much attention that it may have kicked off a new subgenre of viral video. Watch this person get laid off in real time.
Hold up. So now it is cool to post your firing videos? Man, shout out to Gen Z and the millennials, man. I'm gonna give you a round of applause. Post your struggles. Hey, she went viral on TikTok and YouTube, dog. Look. Her story is in the New York Times, man. God. Post your struggles. Moving on.
The industry is again seeing widespread layoffs after a rough 2023.
LinkedIn just laid off nearly 700 employees. Qualcomm is planning to cut more than 1,200 jobs. Google, Amazon, and Snap are among the companies continuing to downsize.
And the start of 2024 seems no different as layoff announcements, especially in the tech industry, continue to make headlines.
Units affected, they also include hardware, engineering, ad sales. So far, last night, CEO Sundar Pichai told his workforce to expect more cuts.
An Amazon spokesperson did confirm those layoffs. The head of Prime and Prime Video and MGM say in that memo that the company is making some of the cuts to prioritize investments for the long term.
Layoffs are also plaguing industry.
You heard what I said? You heard what she said? The layoffs are going to impact the investments moving forward.
Healthcare, banking, and media. However, the tech industry is the one that's been dominating the headlines.
This layoff and everything that's happened in tech, I think is pretty eye-opening. You know, like you can have your dream job, you can have it's my dream to work for Microsoft, or it's my dream to work for AWS. And you get there and you realize, okay, it's just like any other job. It's a great place to be. There's a lot of great perks, but at the end of the day, they can get rid of you like that.
The layoffs to the start of 2024 signal a dramatic shift in the...
Now, there was something that, in that interview that I find interesting, right? That a lot of these companies, right, they are performance-based, right? Now, I'm going to get to the nitty-gritty on some stuff, right? Every industry is moving towards data-driven culture, right? Are you meeting certain expectations and thresholds to justify being on the payroll, right? Are you operating in the top 10%? You gotta ask yourself, right? Did you spend more time at home versus work? Did you outwork the next guy? Yeah, you might be talented, right? You might be talented. But do you work hard? Did you get complacent? Do you enjoy driving that new truck on the weekends? Do you enjoy being with your family? Look, and you supposed to be with your family, and you supposed to enjoy the fruits of your labor while you can. But damn it, there are some people who are living in their trucks and who haven't taken a day off yet. The only time they take a day off is when their truck is in the shop. Meanwhile, you have planned vacations throughout the year. Hey, shout out to all the workers who have planned vacations. You have reached a level in your life to where you can take Valentine's off, New Year's, President's Day, birthdays, your kids' birthdays, your wife's, your mother's, your father's birthday, the church anniversary. You can take off on Thanksgiving and the Black Friday. You take the whole week off in Christmas and New Year's. Meanwhile, hungry trucker and hungry worker over there, they ain't took a day off yet. They ain't got nothing else to do but get to the money. While the average at Schneider, they said that the average truck was bringing in $3,800, and let's just say that you're somewhere in the middle. We don't know. That ain't the ceiling, though. That is not the ceiling. So the top performer did what? Maybe $4,800, right? $4,200. Something we got to think about, man.
Tech industry. We're going to continue to see layoffs happen as the future of work has changed, as the future of technology has changed, and as investors that
look. Are you going to be one of the top performers, or are you going to be in the middle of the pack, man? Like, look, and we're going to have to start having some real conversations about what's really going on, man. Like, real talk. We're going to have some real conversations, like what type of person you are, right? And like, are you competitive, or do you still want to compete, right? Just like we had watched in the previous video, they said that we don't have enough young people to come to our company, right? Like, we're doing good, like the workers that we have are good, but we don't have enough people with some vigor, with some energy, who gonna stay out there on the road regardless, right? Like, they don't have the health issues of a 50-year-old woman and a 50-year-old man. We need some good old 25, 35, 45 strong bucks and backs out there, man. You gotta have a strong back to sleep in that damn bunk for 6 months straight. Hey, either your back need to be made out of steel or gristle. You gotta have a gristle back or a back made of steel to sleep back here on this bunk for a year straight. Look here. Man, when you about 45 getting up out this bunk at the end of the week, your back is aching. You hear me? I'm talking about... You can barely move out here, man. So look at here. So these mom and pop trucking companies, they need some young blood out here. And these tech companies, they looking for some people who are dedicated too. Hungry. Man, how many days off you took this month? Right? Wow, how many days you were in the office this month, you know? Did you just zoom it in this week? Okay. All right. Meanwhile, you know, employee Taji over here came in every day. And when he couldn't come in every day, he was outside on the corner with his laptop at the library.
Appetite for risk and growth
what you doing, dog?
Has dramatically changed as well.
So why are big tech companies and other industries laying off tens of thousands of workers at a time when the U.S. economy looks strong on paper? The start of the COVID-19 pandemic was a dire economic event, at least at first. Tech industry 2020, tech 7 companies added $2.4 trillion in value. The Fed's emergency.
$3 trillion. That's, I can't even add that high. Let's see. 9 zeros is 100 million. 12 zeros is 100 billion. So 15 zeros, that's 100 trillion. Jesus.
Boost to bolster the pandemic hit economy, like cutting interest rates to near zero.
$15 trillion.
Helped boost tech stocks. This move helped the tech industry to.
That's why people think America is rich. It's because of these large companies got trillions of dollars in net worth.
And went on a hiring spree as people were confined home. Amazon added the most number of employees during this golden period, peaking at 1.6 million employees in 2021.
Yeah.
If you rewind before the layoffs, all the tech companies were really putting an emphasis on growth. And so capital was really cheap. So you could get loans, you could get money, access to capital was really affordable. And then you see as interest rates went up and you start to see that growth in headcount didn't translate.
You know what I wonder now that I really think about it too, because I'm watching this in real time with you guys. When that money, that stimulus money, those business loans came out, right? Did that help boost some of these companies' hiring potential, value, estimated value? Like, okay, I saw where large companies, like where I'm from, they were taking out loans like millions of dollars, right? And I'm like, they don't need that damn loan. What the hell they need that loan for? Hey, like I said, everybody ate though. Man, shoot, I have some people I went to school with. Yep. They done opened up all type of LLCs and t-shirt businesses. And here, hey, they got 100,000, 200,000, 50,000. Everybody ate good during that. Hey, so I'm just thinking, right? If an individual could get, right, $50,000, $200,000, right? I even saw where the rapper from what's the name of Baby Grind on Me, Pretty Ricky. It's 5 in the morning and I'm up talking dirty to you. And I'm feeling wild like. Yeah. I think his name was Blue. Is it Young Blue? Young Blue, he took out a loan for $20 million, right? So he took out a loan for $20 million. Imagine what these tech companies did, right? My God. So we don't need you anymore, right? And as a matter of fact, to keep our evaluations high, to keep us in the reserve, and to keep our evaluations high, some of y'all gonna have to go. It's just business, nothing personal. You're great, you're beautiful, you smell good when you come into work, right? However, we want to keep what's in the reserve in the reserve. Damn, I'm cooking.
To growth and profitability, and access to capital became quite a bit tighter. You saw many companies start to hit the panic button. And so we saw these thousands and thousands of people get laid off all at once. And that was quite a shock.
80% of Twitter either left or
quit or was pushed out, laid off, whatever you want to call it, and yet the website still runs. Do you think people are looking at Elon Musk and thinking, you know what? Do we really need all these people?
I do give Elon Musk credit for this, for kicking off and making this acceptable at Twitter, but a lot of the big companies decided to get lean and efficient. And this is where you kind of start to see the incredible leverage of what these tech platforms really have, which is they didn't need those people, right? They were hoarding the talent. It was an option bet, and it was a cheap one for them.
Yeah, I ask every tech CEO, do you take inspiration for what Elon does? Yeah. And they'll say on the record, no, we don't. We would never want to do that. But, in the group chats, they're...
Yeah, so it's a double edged, like, you have a few layers on it, right? Like, if you're producing, you're safe. If not, you're expendable.
Like, wow, that was an amazing move.
The artificial intelligence hype of 2023 is starting to have real-world effects in 2024. Major tech CEOs are doubling down their investments in AI. In January 2024, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced his plans to build an artificial general intelligence known as AGI.
Hey everyone. Today, I'm bringing Meta's two AI research efforts closer together to support our long-term goals of building general intelligence, open sourcing it responsibly, and making it available and useful to everyone in all of our lives.
All this investment in creating AI jobs expand others. The recent report from Indeed shows the number of job posts in Gen AI terms has been surged.
So there's about a 5% increase in the number of jobs that mention generative AI. There's about a 6,000% increase in demand from job workers for jobs. But there still is, I think, a mismatch the other way in that the total...
And that's the thing, right? So there's a demand, right? There is a demand for industry, right? Hey, we need people over here to do this task, right? We need 100,000 people over here to do this task, right? So 100,000 people, no. 2 million people apply to do this task. Now, the task is done, it's created. Now, we're at an overcapacity over here because the job is done. Now, there's no demand. Now, it's time to cut contracts. Now, it's time to lay off. Man.
Amount of demand for AI talent far outstrips the number of AI professionals.
Every company in every industry is trying to figure out how to use AI in everything they do. I mean, AI is going to create a lot more jobs as well, but at the same time, I would say that there will be jobs that will be automated.
So you think AI has already hit the business effectively?
Oh, absolutely. Especially in the tech sector. I mean, they've been talking about it for years. Now the fact that you have more companies moving toward artificial intelligence, and they're looking at the fact that as opposed to paying somebody $200,000, $300,000 a year.
Hey, this brother got on this this suit, right? Bald head, clean shaved up. Shout out to him, man. Hey, my homeboy said he doesn't trust any black man without a mustache. He said he's liable to say anything. He said a black man with no facial hair is absolutely menacing. Can't trust him. He said you cannot trust this guy. He will flip flop on you. I don't know. I don't know. But the brother is sharp. I'm gonna say that.
Do the job. I can actually use artificial intelligence to do the job that they used to be able to do.
This AI thing is real. It's not going away.
But that is funny though.
And have people holding them back. And so what they've been doing over the past year is finding places within the...
Hold up. Plus 25,000 employee cuts across 98 tech companies.
That they can trim so that they can get to a pace where they're shipping faster. So taking managers out and then engineers who are...
Hey, it's not just trucking, man. Look. It's not just trucking. It's tech too. There are some other industries too. Like I saw where education, there's laying off teachers. Like they're laying off teachers too. And look, man, that pandemic did a job on us.
Skilled for a previous generation of technology, they're also leaving to make room for people who are more skilled for artificial intelligence.
AI is definitely playing a role in the layoffs that we're seeing. Automation has increased efficiency for some of the workers who are able to utilize AI to make marketing decisions, to analyze data, to serve customers more efficiently and effectively. So AI is a paradigm shift that is changing the way people work and changing
So this is what I got to say for truckers, right? As we start to move forward with artificial intelligence in these trucks, you got driver-facing cameras and all of that good stuff, right? Because it's coming, right? It is coming. You're going to have driver-facing cameras, right? They're going to program you, and it's going to be bit by bit by bit. As we get automated trucks, because I don't believe that we will ever see a day where, especially in our lifetimes, like if you're listening to this broadcast, your job is safe from a computer or a truck just going down the road with no driver. No. You still have airplanes that need a pilot. You still have trains that have a conductor. Autopilot all day long, but they're not flying those airplanes without a pilot. No. Because you can't account for the weather. You can't account for, a phenomenon. Let's just say that, right? So you're going to have somebody behind the steering wheel just in case. That driver will probably have to be trained, right, on the technology. Man. So what they're doing is putting the camera on you, right, to make sure that you're focused on the road, mirrors, right, the dashboard. That's it. Because what are we paying you for? We're not paying you to be on your phone. We're paying you to be alert. We're paying you to be ready. Because if this truck run into anything and anybody on the road, they ain't gonna blame the computer. They ain't gonna blame us. They gonna blame you. Trucking companies ain't taking that loss, man. They gonna put the blame on you, dog. They need somebody in that driver's seat. You, big dog.
Priorities of tech companies.
Right now, I don't see that there's a big impact from AI in these tech layoffs. Some businesses have maybe cited that they're trying to, shift priorities, and they're letting some employees go to focus more energy on some of these generative AI tools. But I think it's important to say that that's very different than saying that companies are, well, we can let people go now because, generative AI and all these tools are taking jobs.
The tech industry.
That's man, I got 58 minutes up, so let's go to one more video. If you truckers were looking for a trucking company to go to, Pretty Trucking Jazz, she has some good news. She's a YouTuber. Go check her out. She's been with the company for over a year. I believe she's been trucking for 4 years, I believe. But she says that she has a home, and we're gonna hear her out. Let's check out.
What's up, y'all? It is Pretty Trucking Jazz, and I am here with my first real YouTube video. Okay, guys,
Hey.
so I'm just here to answer a question.
Hey, and she's still bubbly too, right? She still got that energy, like you know what I'm saying? She still got that bubbly energy, like, yo, I'm still here, right? Like, everything is all good, so everything must be good. Let's go.
About my company. You guys keep asking me, how's my company? Is, what they tell you actually legit? How do I feel about the company and things of that sort? So let's go ahead and dive into it. So personally,
Yes.
I love my company. Okay, let's go ahead and start there.
Shout out
I
to
currently
that.
work all the time, like, hey, is it worth it?
Oh, my bad. I done put the air horn right on top of her.
So a lot of people ask me all the time, like, I love my company. Okay, let's go ahead and start there. I currently work for Martin Transport.
Martin Transport, shout out.
I'm like, hey, is it worth it? How's the pay? How's the home time? What is my honest opinion about the company? So again, as I stated at the beginning, I love this company, y'all. I have been with 3 other companies, and I can't say that this is the one that I plan to retire with, or until I get tired of trucking.
I think that she used to start at, I think she started at KB, that KBLL or KMLL, those pink trucks, that champagne pink. I think she started with that company, right? And then she ended up here.
This is where I'm at, pretty much. The guaranteed pay program. A lot of you guys always ask about the guaranteed pay program. Y'all, it is legit. I will say that it is 100% legit. Anybody who's telling you that it's not legit simply is just not doing their job. I do feel like everything that they're asking you for is very doable, very attainable. It's pretty much simply do your job as a driver. Mm-hmm. Like, if you can't do that, then you're right. You don't deserve the guaranteed pay, and maybe it's just not for you.
Dope.
But again, it's very simple, very easy, straightforward, to the point.
Okay.
I personally have never had a moment that I did not get my guaranteed pay when it was due. It's very rare that I do have to settle for the guaranteed pay, just because strictly they do keep me running, they do keep my miles up, and the pay is very well. So typically I make a good amount, over that. So really you don't have too much to worry about in that aspect as well. But if it is slow, you guys, yes, you do have to follow those guidelines. Nothing in life comes free. Nothing in life just comes from you just showing up to work. It is a little bit more than that, but it's not nothing that you cannot do. So yes, I do, say that guaranteed pay is definitely legit. So there's your answer to that. Not only that, I do love their dispatch, y'all. The dispatch here is great. I don't have any complaints. Like, you get direct contact with them. That's really the better thing that I can say about it. Like, you don't have to get the runaround just to get to your driver manager, fleet manager, whatever you guys call them. But honestly, it's a straightforward shot. You get direct access to them.
I wonder what is the guaranteed pay, right? Is it 800? Is it 900? Is it 1200? Like, what's the guaranteed pay? Is it 600? Right? Like, what's the guaranteed pay? That's my question for you, Pretty Trucking Jazz. Like, what's the guaranteed pay? We want to know. Right? Because I might want to take a full week off. I get my full, if I work 3 days, do I still get my $600?
Not only that, I do feel like they are very nice. I haven't really had any issues when it comes to.
I would say it's pretty privileged, but that's neither here nor there.
Voice how I feel about things, voice how I feel about things to me. Like, everything is pretty smooth when it comes to that. Am I say it's perfect? No, guys, no company is perfect, but I will say that they are the better option when it comes to the industry. Other than that, I do feel like the home time is very well. They actually care about you having a life outside of work. I appreciate that more than anything, because a lot of people know that coming into this industry, you really don't always get the home time that you want. They are very good with home time. I have yet to have any problems when it comes to getting home. I get home every single time. They do a great job at that. So kudos to them for that. Okay, so I don't really know what else to say, you guys. I really do feel like it is a great company. I guess the cons could be, for those who are inexperienced, this is not a beginner company. So You will have to start somewhere else, which I will do a video about that coming soon. But this company is for people who do have experience. Okay. I don't know if the minimum has changed, so I can't really provide.
What's the minimum?
What's the minimum amount of training or experience that you need to get hired on here? But look into that for yourself. Go to their website, check it out, put in your zip code, all that things, see what pops up. Feel free to speak to a recruiter, But I do feel like it is worth the switch. If you are looking for a sign to come on over to this company, guys, take this video as your sign. All right? So if this video does bring you over here, you guys, feel free to put your girl down as a referral.
There it is. There it is. The old driver referral. There it is. There it is. You know what I'm starting to wonder, though? As I keep watching these YouTube videos, the trucking industry, right? It has flipped. you have a lot of content creators. They're called influencers, right? These influencers are drivers and recruiters, right? So trucking isn't their only source of income or dare I say main source of income, right? They're recruiter first or influencer first, right? Recruiter second, and then a driver third, right? Which is all good, but we just need some more transparency, right, in who these people are. Because they say, well, I drive trucks, I'm a truck driver, I drive for this company, but here's my driver code. That's a damn recruiter. And then when you look up at their YouTube page and they got like 20,000 followers or whatever, that's an influencer. That's a content creator, dog. Right? So who are we getting this information from, right? Who are these people? Be a little more transparent, right? But if they're giving out good information, we gonna let it rock. They talking about some guaranteed pay. We want to hear more of that. And she's trucking. She should subscribe to every trucker on YouTube. Circulate that money, man. Circulate that damn dollar. Alright, so that's the good news. That's all I have for today. It's getting late. I'm about to start my day. I'm about to go ahead and get back to work, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. So we had some layoffs in the trucking and the tech industries, but I told you I had some good news for y'all, man. This is your boy, the Big Money Trucker. If you like this type of content, right? If you like this type of content, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Let's help this thing out. Let's push out this information. Let's get these dollars circulating out here, man. Hey, this your boy, the Big Money Trucker. Hey, until next time, I'm out. Peace.